Good morning. Welcome to Satsang. When one searches, who am I or God, he never finds it because it's uncatchable. You are it. Every being is it. The problem is that one wants to give a special form to it, cherishes special experiences, concepts, feelings. Then it's limited. Someone may catch it sometimes through a glimpse, but of course it will be veiled again by the mind, by the cherished experience he got out of it. So the confusion is to believe that a different experience, an experience of emptiness or absolute or peace, joy, love, to have the confusion to take that for it. It has all shapes, we agree, but it is uncatchable in its true nature. What is catchable is its expressions. So you have nothing to do. You have just, if the mind is still strong, not to follow the beliefs it presents, the mind presents. That's it, huh? And I tell you, the concepts of desirelessness, detachment, sattva, purity, they are concepts. They are concepts imagined by the mind of what could be the sublime, what could be the sublime, the absolute he is searching for. But they are concepts. Or experiences. Same. So, the realization of the self is not that you found the self, is that you found that the mind is just an appearance and a disappearance of itself. If there is still a difficulty about that, please ask. Don't die before not solving this. Really, the difficulty is, I repeat myself, is that there is a strong belief, an archetypal belief that it has to appear in a certain way. Mind. How can it be in a certain shape when it is all the shapes? Or when it is none of the shapes? Because shapes are limited. So you are what you search. So stop searching. If there is any rising but, please tell me. If you like to be free. It is surely not an imposed idea or an obligation. It's just for a few, a need.
Hello.
Hello.
When returning from Porto,
Yeah.
there were some silence.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because there is a reasoning. Let's see. Yeah, silence.
Too much reasoning.
Silence.
Yeah. And then, okay, after it lasted while driving, it lasted the day after. Then business restarted, so it disappeared. Then I was trying to catch it again. Yeah, I did all. And then I realized, shit, I'm doing it again. And and then I realized, wow, but I'm looking for a state. Right? So, well, okay. Fine. Then, now I'm trying to reconcile that with what you said. And I just realized that, in fact, to some extent, even this silence was perceived.
Silence is an expression of
Yeah.
it, yeah. No mind. When you say, oh, I have no mind, it's an expression of it. And the real problem in spirituality is that it's taken for real, so they think in their life they have to live with no mind or silence all the time. But if you hear, suddenly you hear, even silence is an expression of it, then what a relief!
Well, I was going to say, no, it's not a relief because I thought I had found something, so no, shit, I had nothing to find again, you know.
That thought. That's why it's so important, but it's never taken for what it is. Babaji was constantly telling, keep quiet. Otherwise you catch another thought. He understood that silence is something, but you have not understood that your next thought is also something. So keep quiet in between. Then, oh.
Oh yeah, so in fact, the key point, the key point is is not about staying in this silence or aiming for this silence, right? Just to
That's
be
what I'm repeating since 25 years.
Yeah. I was not there that long yet.
Yeah, but just to tell, is the only thing to hear. Don't confuse. Let it be a sublime state, which looks truth itself. It is that which shows up this way for now. Next, it will show something else. And what you are is absolutely untouched, unaffected by what it produces and what it makes disappear. I think finally that spirituality is a good way to live. You offer yourself through some techniques, moments of quietness and all that the world anyway will not offer you much. The nature maybe, but it's good for the life. It doesn't solve this question, but who am I? Who is God? What's reality? Is there any reality? All those questions. Yeah. And it's amazing because, after all, when you are done with the search, you have also this gift of having quiet moments and all that you tried so much to get through practices. So, what do you lose? What do you lose to give a split second of rejecting everything? What do you lose? You will lose one thing, the seeker. What a relief. Because with practices you can attain, the seeker gets quiet. But when you don't stir up your mind, it's just quietness, which doesn't belong to anybody, so it cannot be lost. So it's just like now, for example, probably many of you are quiet. I'm quiet, okay? I'm very happy not to take this quietness for who I am. It's an expression of who am I, because before coming I was not so quiet. I come here, I'm quiet. Maybe after I will not be so quiet. So I am not disturbed because I know the quietness itself is also quite a pure expression of it. So, if it is the case with you, you have a quiet moment, from where you see that, that's what you are. And don't try to search for it. You are it. You are it. Don't try to make a loop to see what it is. Otherwise you again create an expression. You are it. just know that whatever appears, it is an appearance of it. What is difficult with that? I agree myself, I took some time. The mind is strong, and that's why. Yeah.
It's just something I'd like to say because I'm so confused and I need to get it out. Last night I listened to a satsang, I think from January, I think. Your satsang. I can podcast it. I had a very strange experience because, okay, in words that I know, since just before my first suicide attempt, maybe 4 or 5 years now, I've had amnesia, I guess is the name I've been giving it. Big lumps are just gone, missing. Sometimes I have memories that come back, but the experience is not that they come back, it's that it's the first time somebody's popped it in there and it wasn't there before. It's very strange. I, for many months, have experienced satsang maybe it's easier to say not experienced satsang. I just don't remember them. I'm here, I'm aware, or I seem to be. But at the end and afterwards, it's gone. And I thought, oh, don't worry about it, okay. Maybe it's something, I was hoping it was something good. I was hoping it was similar to when me just completely disappears for weeks when painting or whatever. But I don't think it is because in this one that I heard last night, I asked you a question. I did what I normally do, it's not really a question. You replied, I remember that. But then I asked something else, which I don't remember. And the rest of the satsang was a complete new experience for me. I was not there, I have no recollection of it. So I'm confused. I mean, can a mind just decide, no, you're not having that, and keep things from me or something?
Maybe the mind disappears for a while.
Well, that's what I was hoping, but...
For a while.
Yeah. But I seem to be, I mean, I've just listened to myself replying to you and asking more questions and seeming to be really stupid and just don't get what you're saying, so I ask another question, and I'm hearing this for the first time and thinking, well, where was I? What's going on? So I'm kind of in two things now, like, is my mind fucking with me, or am I just disappearing for a little bit, which was what I was hoping, but maybe I'm thinking now it might not be.
The mind would not ask this question if he was seen for what it is. Isn't
Clearly,
it?
yeah. I mean, the fact that I'm sat here asking you this, it's me that's asking this.
Yeah.
Me that's confused, me that's...
Me has got so many different experiences, so many. I mean, what you described already shows a bit. So many different experiences. Okay, you cannot control that. But know that this is just in the life, in the creation. And what am I? What I am is from where all this can be played, or that can be born and die. And that's what you are. But don't try to figure it out.
That's my biggest problem.
Because then your mind creates another world again, in appearances.
Thank you. I hear you, but it does its own thing. It's been doing it for a year.
Just hear, and it will fall into the proper place if you don't interfere or doubt or want to see something. You can never see who you are, or what you see is a limited vision of it. Don't worry.
Most of the time I don't, but sometimes it pops back. Thank you. Sorry. I think I know why I worry. I seem to have this deep sadness that just comes from nowhere, and I have no idea
Let it
what
go.
it is.
Let it go out.
Yeah, normally I can, but you see, sometimes it's weeks. I don't know how.
No, everything which appears, let it go out. Don't run after it.
I think this is what I was trying to say. I think because I try to understand
No. Enough.
the sadness.
Enough. Let it go out to leave you. To leave you.
So with deep trauma, it's also possible to
Of
just
course.
not know
Of
what it is,
course.
where it's from.
Of course.
Okay. I didn't believe that.
Now you have not to believe, but you have to let it go. And don't try to catch it.
That's the hard bit.
No.
In the same idea, I was wondering about will, because we used to say that it's necessary to have will without will, intention without intention. If I'm here, it's because I had an intention. Sometimes I get a bit confused about how I should be. You say let it be. Okay, but can you understand this? It's a bit confusing.
This is a question about how to live. Huh? Why you worry when you are yourself? Anyway, life will not obey you. It is dictated by that. So, don't worry. You're too much in the mind. Huh? This is the trouble. It's not. You will never get good answers in this mind, you know. Because I know you come here, you ask, and then you don't have the answer you want, and then you go somewhere else, and it's endless. Till the moment you understand, oh, but I am in my mind, that's the trouble. Yeah? The mind, you have to understand, is a very good apparent tool for this world. For this world. Here he has really to surrender. Let's take common word, but he has to surrender means he has to admit he's a loser, total loser. He cannot enter in this quest invented by him. But he cannot enter to solve the quest it invented. So, just see that. Just see that.
Thank you.
So you had that question, and have you the question of, are you searching who you are? Still. That's why this question is there. Then why don't you ask a more direct question to me? Is it more important to know how to live than what am I? What is the more essential quest? There is no judgment here, but just to show you. Okay. And why are you searching?
Because I can succeed in staying in what I am.
I said you cannot stay because you confuse states for it. When you say I cannot stay, you means you have an experience of beingness, for example, okay? But you have a clear image experience how it has to be because it's your experience, it's like this. It appears like this. Then you will worry if it appears in a different way? No. And the search is about stabilizing, making a state permanent, total utopia. You will suffer all your life in searching and going here and there to have the right answer. So at least, hear this. It's short, it's just now, it's forever. Me too, just now, I'm total beingness. Great, what a gift, wonderful, I enjoy. I enjoy it. It goes, doesn't matter. I know what it is. Yeah.
You you said before that silence is a very pure expression
Yeah.
of that. And I noticed that I never heard you say before that one expression is more pure than another.
Yeah, there are levels in the mind. Tamasic, Rajasic, Sattvic, in the mind. There are levels. The world of potatoes, the world of, I don't know, enjoying the world of this and that, the gods, the silence, the nobodiness. It's enjoyable. It's a plus. You have a new enjoyment. Wow, it's great. I am a pure silence. I'm myself. Of course, you are yourself, but not only in pure silence. But when the pure silence is there, enjoy as you enjoy to eat a beautiful meal, as you enjoy to love your friend. Same. Enjoyments. Nothing wrong, but it's wrong when you confuse, because then you will suffer. It's gone, I lost it. What you lose? What did you lose? This shape, this idea, this form, this experience, this smell, this sensation, this sense of I, this sense of being. All experiences. Yeah. That's what I say. When when for some reason the mind has been seen for what it is, so the creation has been seen for what it is, it happens once, it's totally enough. After, it will be only experiences up to you die. You don't need to realize a second time. And you know that everything else is experiences, because you still have this body. But then what? It's amazing to know this. No, don't make a concept of amazing, because it looks very simple and nothing. But, yeah. Yeah. Namaste ji.
Namaste. Hi. Actually, today I have no questions. But there's because I do not know myself.
Okay.
This desire, or let's say this thirst to know who I am, still remains.
Okay. Even, did you hear me? Or did you hear me today?
Yes.
And where it went?
I don't know.
You know what? It went like this. Frr, frr. It didn't. Frr. You know, the mind will really persistently believe and need a permanent state. Forget it, it's an utopia. Tell me, did you ever meet a human being or a form, even if you believe that form is no form, always in the same state?
Never.
No. Even if he looks like waking up and going to sleep. What about the sleep? And then when he makes caca then. And when, whatever. I mean, they are not, nobody is in a permanent state, even if they try hard like hell. And they may be even successful. But they will be 1 minute, I tell you. They are no more like this. Then what? This minute is absolutely essential. Oh my God, if they were not a liar or a believer, they would question. That minute spoiled all my beliefs. It will never appear permanently in duality. Duality means to be born, to live a certain span of life, and to die. Where do you see permanency in this life? So, if we speak of permanency, it's an indication which is not concerning shapes and forms. That's what you are. But you will not feel it, otherwise somebody feels it. You will not experience it, because it's somebody who experiences it. And it will always be ephemeral. When there is somebody, it is ephemeral. So don't be foolish, please, for yourself, for your own peace. If you still don't understand, ask me. I am very passionate about that subject. So what remains in you?
For now, nothing.
It will be always for now. Always. And when it's not for now, then you are in your mind, and then there are creations. That's all. Even Arunachala, you see, Arunachala is the symbol of what we speak about. But one day it will be a bit flatter and all that. It changes. So it's not a shape. There is nothing in shapes. So stop to try to project what you are. You are it. More directly. Absolutely directly. You don't need a shape to help you. Except when you are in your mind, then you ask for help and that help comes. But to tell you, don't search in shapes and experiences and concepts and feeling. You are it. Keep quiet, you are it. All the rest is its creation. Your own creation. That's all. And it will be ephemeral in its appearance. No way out. It's like that.
Ganga? I'd like to know where I go wrong somewhere.
Where I go?
It goes wrong somewhere.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, I'm not touched by my own ephemerality.
Yeah.
And I still do what needs to be done for this body to go, to go on. But I'm so touched by the ephemerality of a beloved one.
Yeah.
And then I get really identified.
But doesn't matter. Besides, do you think that a wise will not weep if his son dies, for example? The one who would not weep is a fool. Is not natural. Weep, grieve. Who is weeping? The friend, the mother, the whatever. You see. I had that amazing experience with my brother who passed away. And I was still searching. But then the pain was so strong that I had to say, but what is touched? And I saw it was a hole in eye, the sister. The sister was touched. But you are not only a hole, you see. So, no, there is nothing wrong to be sad also. That's what I try to say. Don't worry with whatever happens. You see, everyone has a very original life. It's your life. It happens this way.
I have a lot of pain in my body right now.
Yes, it affects so many things. But it doesn't mean you are not yourself. That's what I want to say.
No, but I'm not worried about that at all. I have no
Okay,
question
but don't be
about
worried to be sad or furious or those quite not luminous states. It's like that, huh? Duality. You cannot escape duality, I tell you, as a person. We cannot.
And for me, it gets triggered by, if your dearest friend, it's like suddenly the thought of aging, death come in, which I don't have for me. It's very strange.
Doesn't matter why you give a meaning to that. It doesn't matter. It's okay. But let it also go when it goes. Huh? That's all.
Yeah, actually it goes.
It's natural to react. But you see, that's what, when one speaks of vigilance, it is not that you forcibly are vigilant unless you are still searching and so on. But if you know who you are, the vigilance means that itself, who you are, wakes you up at some point. Ooh. And at once things are dissolved. Then what more can we expect in duality?
And because like you, it's my most passionate love affair. This. You want the others too to know it, no? The one who is in trouble. Like I have a friend now in trouble, big trouble. And so, and it's my, like, when the master leaves the body, he knows he's got the body. I was in bliss when Papaji left the body. I was ecstatic, I was singing. But when somebody who is still searching and is leaving maybe the body, it's strong. I get identified.
It's strong. You are identified. That means strength. You are identified. It's one of the shape of this world. of experiences. And when you are not identified, it's also a shape. Huh? Ah, good. Okay. Hello.
You were just saying, and I just want to clarify because I couldn't understand. You said like, once you know yourself, the vigilance means, and I just like, I don't. Can you say it again?
Saying what?
Like about the vigilance.
About what?
Vigilance.
Ah.
After you know yourself. How? I imagine that you still have some vigilance in like...
Never. That takes care of me. It shakes me up. Whenever it likes, then I'm very happy, of course. I enjoy. So what's the question?
I imagine that, that also Papaji was saying that you always have to be vigilant, and it continues also after waking up.
Yeah, but let's say when you are a seeker, I try to be vigilant, and when you are not a seeker, that is vigilant for you. But the word vigilance is the same, that's the confusion. I don't care. You know, it's not a question of vigilance even, once you know yourself. You can't help, you are in the duality, in the creation, okay? As a human, okay? So, you are in duality. Once you know who you are, you don't stop the duality. Who are you? This is the creation of your own self, or whatever name it has. So, but there is also a kind of love in the creation. There is also a kind of a passion to speak of that, or to live moment of quietness, knowing it's an experience, but still, like, no, I love satsang myself. That's why I give satsang, I'm sorry to say, but it's for you and for me. Because I don't give that much time in my very busy life, and I love it. It's a love. This vigilance, I would call it's a love for it. I know very well that the quietness of being, I have it here, is an experience. But I love it. It's a gift of that. So...
Great.
Also, the somebody, you see, know how precious it is to know that whatever he sees and all is duality, and to not search anymore. He knows how precious it is. In the duality, my mind knows how precious it is. Okay? So, if you try to understand, I don't know if you can, but I am just very chaotically speaking. So when you know something is precious, you love to cherish it also.
I don't know the word precious. What does it mean?
Precious? Precious?
No,
Treasurable?
yeah,
Treasurable.
yes.
Do you mean that?
No, I mean the last word, which is a preface or something. I don't know
What
what
did
word.
I say?
I didn't catch the word. Oh, okay.
Precious.
Okay. I know, thank you. I just didn't know the word which you would say.
I don't even know myself.
So. Precious, okay. I didn't hear it.
Precious, yeah, really precious.
Yes.
Otherwise you search, you know.
Yeah.
I would not like to have a second life like this, searching, you know. Well, if it happens, it happens, but as a wish, let's say. You see, it's, I don't know if it is a good example, but it's like, okay, you look at the sky, okay, and you see vastness, and then clouds come, then you see cloud, but you know behind there is vastness and so on. And now, if you are the vastness, so if you are, you just turn, you are no more looking at, but you are not, you see clouds and all that, then what? Then what? I mean, you don't worry anymore. No, it was not a good example.
Very good.
Hello, Ganga. Now you confuse me with your example.
Yeah, don't listen.
No, still I have to clarify. When it goes up or down or
No,
whatever,
but don't listen then.
yeah. But at some point, I disappear. So I don't know.
How do you know that?
Well, because I know it when it comes back, you know.
Ah,
Oh, I reappear, oh shit, you know. But
you stopped too early. You stopped too early. When you were disappearing, you should not have said I disappear and who
no,
got
I
it.
haven't, by the way, I don't. There is no one. When I have closed eyes.
What?
When I have closed eyes.
Oh.
It's like if I'm sleeping, except I'm not. But
No, speak of now. What? No.
no. No,
You were in your mind, it means you were asking me a question in your mind.
Yes.
And why not to be now, just now, and ask me something?
The answer is this does not ask questions.
It is as simple as that. Huh?
However,
We come back to the time.
yeah. No, because this was still, the mind has this question, was when it disappears, you know, because you said, I see this, I see that, but there is no I for me that see at this moment. It's gone.
Then who is asking, who is speaking now?
But the question is, suddenly I will
The question is?
So the question is, there is no perception. At least there is no memory, or there is no I. So the point is, I can't do what you said, which is I understand and this and that. No, there is no I. When I have closed eyes, huh? I mean.
Did I say anything like you said?
No. What you said is, I know I am whatever, the cloud, I can see the cloud, whatever, but I don't see the sky. There is no I who see the clouds in your metaphor.
You have experiences like this.
It's not an experience because there is
Of
no
course
I.
it's an experience. You know exactly what happened. Then who knows? Who knows?
Sorry to contradict you. I'm just saying there is no I, so there is no experience.
But how do you know there is no I?
When it comes back, I know the difference.
When it comes back, then you have questions.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you give value to what's come back?
Technically, because this is the only thing that asks questions, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Then what?
Okay, whatever. I leave you when you're in a better mood.
When you know whatever, when you know anything, it's an experience. And that expresses itself all the time. This we agree. It's like that. You know, I don't know if you ever rode a horse, but when he gallops, and a horse loves to gallop, okay, like the mind, he gallops in all directions, then you, I mean, if it is, you just show to calm down. Means it's like the question, who am I, you see? Okay, you don't gallop only, you go back to the source. You go back to quieten down. And you quieten down only when you go from where everything rises. What is the root of it? I. So who am I is an extraordinary tool to quieten down your mind. Why is it important to quieten down? Not to be quiet, but not to be busy with whatever your mind expresses. Okay? So, whenever there is a question and all, have the habit to well, who is asking a question? And go that direction again. It can happen also differently, but it's at least one of the very good tools. It can happen out of the blue too, etc. That's the life of a seeker. A seeker is as a life, and he sees the essential of his life is to solve this deep existential anxiety or lack or separation he feels. He will dedicate his life to this. Not a little bit like we go to Koyo to have a good coffee and then after I have my life. No. You can, but then I don't know. Maybe it happens too. But generally it's like that. Essential. It is essential, otherwise you are not happy. Some people are really not happy. They try a lot, but they don't know yet what they search. You are lucky enough to know. After all, I know what I search. So treasure that. It happens very rarely. And it can skip with ways of the life very quickly. So, I mean, if it is about peace, or whatever word which is not of this world, treasure, that's... Have a life like this, what can I say? That's why I really admire those, it's not needed, but still it's quite a step, those who settle down here to include satsang in their lives. It's quite a step. Can be in different ways, of course. I just say. Okay, something else. Yeah.
Actually, I wasn't going to ask a question, but I will. I really enjoyed your metaphor of the horse.
The horse, yeah.
It describes beautifully sorry.
It's all fine, we are on the horse.
This movement of the horse is an aspect of my being. The one that grabs. Who is the one that grabs?
That's the question, yeah. That's the question. Who is that one? Is it the, I don't know in the name in English, the one who is on the horse? How do you think in English? Huh?
The rider.
The rider. Okay. Is it the rider? And what do you mean by rider? This particular shape, this, that, goes on changing all the time. Still there is something which knows is always himself. Even though everything changes, oh my God, I'm not the same as in my childhood. And so on. And still I don't confuse myself. I am, what is this? This you are it, so you cannot know. Then you get quiet about it.
You can also get moved.
You can get what?
Moved.
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 Like touched. Like
Sometimes touched, sometimes forgetting to be touched. Sure. All modes are possible. One is touch when he's not in his mind. That's what I call the direct expression. Can be some other expression too, but yeah. But it's not it, huh? It's the direct expression. The shortest expression. Because one can go far. Still an expression. That's why it will go also. It will not be touched all your life, constantly, I mean. You will be touched all the time, but not constantly. Because it happens to somebody, ephemeral. Nothing wrong with that. It's the way it is. The way it appears. Oh my God, I find it is really wow to think that one will constantly in this shape, constantly feel or experience the sense of beingness or whatever that he cannot catch. It's impossible, or dies. Some people, they die. They cannot contain that, if it is too much. Anyway, I'm speaking very strangely today. Maybe I shall shudder. Iri, you wanted to ask something?
No.
Yeah, I feel the urge of solving this before I die.
The urgent?
To solve the search before I die.
Oh yeah, means now. Otherwise, you will always delay. Huh?
You asked me at the beach if I have an expectation that it's not solved because I have an expectation of how it will be solved. And
Give it up. Just now. Don't cherish any idea of how it has to appear. Just now. You are yourself. Whatever appearances is there, you are yourself. Now you can die. Then, tell me. But you say that with regret, or you say that really I don't know?
no, it went out.
What remains?
I don't know.
Very good. So you are not even the one who doesn't know. too, it's a very good answer. And where is Agnes? Where are you?
Nowhere.
Oh, but that's good. So you told me nowhere with a kind of nowhere in a sense. I'm lost. Nowhere is when you are not lost.
Who is lost?
Yeah.
I have a question about this questioning who.
Mm.
I see it's the right direction, but I also see it also looks like it's like a movement, like this.
Of course it's a movement because it's the mind which is somewhere, which goes back to the source. It's a movement.
Yes.
But they continue then?
Just feels like whatever I try to do, even putting this question, it's always a movement of somebody. Or
Don't question the movement. The movement asks, who feels the movement? Who? The emphasis is not in what is around. Finally, it is about who. Who am I? Who am I who feels it's a movement? Who knows it's a movement? Who am I? Who am I? Let's do it with me. Who am I? Let this I disappear. That's what you are forever. Bas. All the rest is creation of the mind. Know it once for all. Oh, I don't feel it. Mind. Oh, mind. Ah, mind. So that gives you the life you have. So sometimes probably you appear like a Shiva dancing and whatnot, and sometimes you will appear, means experience that you are a very sober Shiva lingam, which shows no shape, no movement, appearance of that, all is fine, it's not in your hands, but you know what it is. Don't ask who here. And the sober shape is now more true than the crazy shape. It's the way it appears. And it's not in your hand. It's not in your hand. That you like it or not. As a person. Yeah. So. But you will love it, because you know what is what. I cannot understand why people can put rules on this manifestation, as if it will be owned or gained or accomplished by somebody. It's crazy. It's the peak of arrogance. Okay, today is crazy. So thank you very much.